Leeds Rhinos, it's been a very difficult week for everyone connected to this club, and this is the side that they hope will do the business tonight. Connolly, Calderwood, McKenna Senior, Cummins, Maguire and Duneman. The forwards McDermott, Diskin and McDonald, Ferner, Adamson, Sinfield, who's the captain, Burrow, Ward, Feather and Poaching on the bench. The coach is Darryl Powell. Coach for the time being, he will hand over the reins to Tony Smith for 2 years come the end of the season. He will become director of rugby then, and in 2 years' time after that, Darryl Powell will resume control. Hull have got Horn at fullback, Rayner, Geeman, Wilkinson, Best, Captain Cook, Horn, Greenhill, Treaster, Carmel, Ryan, Fletcher and Lupton. And the bench, King, Last, Donkin and Dowes. Coach, Sean McRae. Evan Sinfield leads out for this match. Two of their players, their star players, their youngsters, Chev Walker, Ryan Bailey in the Young Offenders Institute for their part in a brawl outside a Leeds nightclub last year. They are serving time right now. The club has supported them though and their families. And Hull, well, they have been decimated by injury. These are the players who take the field, but listen to the team that's not on the field. Prescott, Crowther, Barnett, Coe Love, Dwayne West, Chris Chester, Tony Smith, Logan, Craven, Jowett, Marr, McMenemy and Jason Smith. A team in itself that on its day could give Leeds a game. So the odds heavily in favour of the Rhinos. Big match referee is Russell Smith. We're just about ready to go. It's a perfect night. There's been a party in the park round the corner here. And there is Darryl Powell, the Leeds coach for the time being. And there is Sean McRae, who is, of course, the director of rugby and head coach here at the KC Stadium. Leeds will get us underway. They will attack as we watch from left to right, from high up here in this magnificent new stadium. It's always a pleasure to be here, Steve-O, and this could be a fantastic game.
Certainly will. Everyone perhaps wondering how the Leeds side, the players out there, will react to what has been an unusual week in rugby league. You've just mentioned the problems that they've had, but I think they'll stand up. They want to give a good impression of themselves. They know they haven't been in top form of late. They want to get back on the track.
Greenhill with the first charge forward. And here we are on a summer's evening, on a Saturday, and we're looking forward to the Saturday evening of October the 18th in early autumn, when Super League 8 will have its wonderful, wonderful end to the season. The grand final at Old Trafford. The information line, in case you need any further details, is 0113 232 9111, and it's also the number you should talk to if you want to know details of the Ashes series between Great Britain and Australia. And of course we are here tonight at the KC Stadium as Paul Cook gets the first kick in downfield after the opening set of 6 for Hull. We're here at the KC Stadium where the second of those Ashes tests will be staged, and the tickets are selling out fast, we understand.
You mentioned the fact the injury problems for this Hull outfit, but playing on their home ground, the fans will lift them, no doubt about that, irrespective of who they send out with the black and white shirt. They will give their all. They'll run for the full 80.
This is Gary Connolly, though, the Leeds fullback. He is tackled by Colin Best over there on the far side. Plays the ball to Francis Cummins. Here now is Barry McDermott. He was rested last week for the match against London, but Leeds won. And talking of London, Bradford beat London in midweek. And of course it's Bradford who at the moment sit pretty at the top of the table. Leeds hoping to redress the balance tonight. And here is Richard Horn for Hull.
Man playing the football now. A lot depends on his shoulders tonight. He really has to take on the defence, coming from that full-back position as often as possible and try to link into the three quarters. He's a key figure. If he's on top form, Hull could win this.
It's Greenhill who bounces off the challenge of McDermott. McDermott comes back to help out his defenders. Let's take a look at the way it's shaped up over the years between these two. Hull with a marginal advantage, but in the city of Hull, 17-5. They were in the days, though, of the old Boulevard. It's a new stadium for Hull now. This is their last tackle, second set of 6, and they're running it, and Cook with the kick. And it stands up nicely for Francis Cummins. and Cummins was almost through.
Good work as well from the winger, Francis Cummins. Positioned it well, all the experience in the world. Got a quick shot there of Sean McRae. He knows it's troubled times here at the moment. It's been a wretched run of injuries.
It's his 201st weekly match. In his 8 years at St Helens, Gateshead and Hull, it's now played 245, won 151, lost 85, and there have been 9 draws. And one of the 9 was in the last meeting between these two at Headingley in May.
Great defence there. They really got to the big fella, McDonald.
Angle kick from Sinfield, looking for Calderwood. He's knocked that forward. The referee says it wasn't him who knocked it forward, it was the Hull man. And Horn is trapped. It will be a drop out underneath the sticks.
Oh, that's a big call.
He said it was Rayner who got the hand to him.
Well, Horn was a little bit slow, perhaps. Thought that it was definitely a knock-on. The high kick created all sorts of problems for Gareth Rayner. And according to the official, Russell Smith, he got the first touch. First double set of sixes in this game.
And here is David Furner, new one-year deal secured. Sean McRae has described David Furner as the buy of the year for Leeds. Kevin Sinfield now, tackled by Treaster. Disc in the dummy half. Here is Andrew Duneman. Now it's with Gary Connolly.
Leeds looking for a big game from Andrew Duneman. I thought last week Duneman not at his 100% fittest. Still went into that game carrying a slight injury.
And Sinfield with a kick over the top, looking for Francis Cummins. Oh, and the bounce just beat them. Oh, it's come to Sinfield. It's come to Senior, rather. And this is Maguire. And Maguire has scored, has he? The referee has given it. Danny Maguire has scored the first try for Leeds. The ball looked as though it sailed out on the far side, but it bounced back. And Senior claimed it and then flicked it to Maguire. What's this?
Unbelievable. The kick into the sunshine. Nobody there. It looked for all the world there that Colin Best said, well, that's going over the touchline. Neat step off the left foot from Maguire. A lucky bounce. We often say you cannot afford to let the ball bounce like that. Cummins maybe was going for it on the full. Senior back on the inside. You can see that Colin Best completely out of position. Everyone knew that Leeds would be attacking this. Didn't get a fingertip to it, Francis Cummins. Didn't go forward. But what's the step here? Lightning, this guy. Great try. Fortunate bounce. Lady luck on their side.
Danny Maguire with the try. 20 years of age, the England A international. A try against London last week as well. And Sinfield now with the chance to make it 6-0. And he obliges. Leads off to the perfect start. Boos around the stadium. The Hull fans not happy. The try's been awarded.
You can see, look at Best, is way out of position. Sinfield knew that. It got the lucky bounce. They were in no man's land. But what about that step? Long time since I've seen a young fella that can step nearly at 90-degree angle as he gets the football.
But I can only imagine, Steve, that the Hull supporters are complaining because they believed the Leeds players out wide were offside. It certainly didn't hit the whitewash. That is for sure.
Well, I think they're more disappointed in the fact that they just got the bad bouts against them.
And the sun, of course, is over there as well.
They knew they were going to tack into it. Darryl Powell is a smart coach. He knows exactly how to utilise it, and they will in that first half.
He's excited at the prospect of developing his skills away from the cut and thrust of Super League, but he may still have an input with Tony Smith when he arrives from Huddersfield in November.
And so he should. He's done well. Taking to the top of the ladder, what more can you ask?
This is Senior again. Tackled by Best and almost hauled into touch by Kirk Eamon. This is the last tackle. And Sinfield with another kick under pressure. And Calderwood is after this. Oh, and there was taking no chances there.
Wonderful kick yet again from the skipper, Kevin Sinfield.
Rayner with the man who side-footed over the dead ball line.
So fast, isn't he, Mark Calderwood? And they utilise him well to the Rhinos. And why not? He applies that pressure. As soon as Sinfield got the ball away from his foot. This man was running down so quickly.
Second goal line dropout that Leeds have forced. Let's go down to Bill.
Eddie, it's not just the injured players on the sidelines that Sean McRae's worried about. He's got 1 or 2 walking wounded out there as well, especially Sean Ryan, who hasn't trained all week. But those are the injured players. You've got Shane McMenemy and Adam Maher and Jason Smith all looking on and really bitterly regretting that they're missing this, one of the games of the season for Hull FC.
And there was a double push there on the grounded player.
Well, that's stupid play. You just allowed the opposition into your defensive quarter. And no doubt about it, he just pushed Werner down to the ground. This should be a gift, 2 points. Biggest problem, even early in this game, just 8 minutes gone, is the fact that Hull have had very little possession. Leeds have had 2 sets of consecutive sixes, and that really means that your defence is going to be put under pressure. Leeds have got so much talent out there.
The Leeds ended Hull's interest in the Challenge Cup this year with that 41-18 win at Headingley. They have won 8, drawn 1 of 13 against Hull in the Super League era. And this for an 8-point lead if Sinfield can kick this. Ever present Kevin Sinfield this year, Leeds captain. And in off the post. When things are going for you, they go for you. When they aren't, they don't.
Such a clever player, though. Never mind Sinfield putting the 2 points. Daniel Powell will be happy that the long kicking game from this fella already in this match has been of great benefit. It was Sinfield's high kick, produced the try for Maguire, and it was a wonderful kick through that allowed Leeds to get possession from the dropout and then come up with a penalty in the 2 points.
This is Wayne McDonald for the Leeds Rhinos. And a little knock on has been spotted here.
Pretty hard to tell. It appeared to go backwards. Squeezed out. And if you're facing the opposition sticks, now then what can Hull do? They need something very quickly. Their body language doesn't look too good.
Paul Cook gets the ball in. Oh, that was forward. Yes, it was.
Forward a mile. Leeds fans at that end. Sean McRae shakes his head in disbelief, but when he sees the replay, he'll realise no chance of momentum rule being involved in that. Graham Horne's pass just in front. You'll see clearly now.
It's the angle of the hands as well that the referee will have looked at, and his touch judges.
Well, he was stopped. There was no way in the world you could classify momentum from the man who passed the ball.
That was frustration from Sean McRae, I think.
Well, he knows that they've got to get over the try line pretty quickly. Give themselves that confidence, and I'll say the faith that they can do it.
The ball has come free there from Adamson. Hull have got it back.
Well, it's getting a bit scrappy out there, but it was great defence, wasn't it? Craig Greenhill went in first. A little bit of a mess over Dean Treaster from his opposite, and of course Adamson is included in that.
Well, Matt Diskin set something out of turn to referee Russell Smith. He's marched them forward 10 metres, and I think Hull will take the kick at goal here. They will.
Just calm things down, as I mentioned. Sean McRae knows they've had very little possession. Ain't going to be a hot-headed, this fella, Matt Diskin. He's a fine rugby league player, no doubt about that.
Well, he outplayed both Terry Newton and Kieran Cunningham in the Origin match against Lancashire.
He's a talent, no doubt about it, but he does sometimes lose his cool.
As you can see there, last visit to the Boulevard last year, sent off, and Leeds were taken to the cleaners that day.
Mind you, you wouldn't be a real hooker if you didn't do things like that, would you?
No. Cook then, 13 goals for the season. And he's tried to slide that over the top with the inside of the boot, and he's managed it. So Hull are on the board, which is important for them. It's Hull FC 2, Leeds Rhinos 8.
Just a steady influence that they needed.
Well, to come for Hull, St Helens and the Bulls away, Saints and Wakefield at home to Castleford, Wigan away, then home to Leeds in the last of the 28 weekly rounds, and it's just as difficult for Leeds over the closing weeks of the season. Bradford, Wigan, Castleford, Warrington, Bradford again, St Helens and Hull of course again. I only wish, Steve-O, that these extra fixtures that are brought in, there's one that we'll be able to see on Sky Sports, Saints against Hull next Saturday. These extra fixtures that are brought in to get us up to 28 weekly rounds, I wish that they would spread the big matches through the season rather than load the back end, because it takes something away from the playoffs.
Also takes quite a lot out of the players. Remember, they're adding more games. I don't like it, never have liked it. And then we take on the might of the Aussies. And they wonder why we struggle sometimes.
But right now, Leeds defending. Hull to Greenhill. Big hit. Trista and Sean Ryan. Trista waits again. Hull looking to get their first try. Graham Horn. And here on the charge is Fletcher. Fletcher, so close.
What a body swerve from a big man.
Graham Horn, Dean Trista goes flat. This is Cook. Cook has jinked inside one. It was an important tackle needed. Offside against Leeds under the sticks.
They'll take the two. Trista wanted to get on with it. Interesting story about Dean Trista. Evidently he's got a knock on the throat region and he can't talk. And for a hooker who's in at dummy half throughout a game, not being able to converse with his fellow players is very difficult. You can see him using the hands. That's all he's got. They got out of the traps a lot earlier. Good referee by Russell Smith, allowing the advantage. Good job that Ferner got to it. Great tackle from the big Australian second row, but there's got to be an easy 2 points here and offer, but Ferner also one of the guys that moved up far too quickly. Certainly saved himself with the beautiful tackle on Paul Cook. Love that line, Eddie, when you're reading the teams out. Captain Cook.
Indeed. And here he is to try and get Hull back to within 4 points. And he has. Well, Leeds off to a flyer and Hull gradually getting back into this match.
Just what the doctor ordered. Got to try to stop the momentum. Not surprisingly, Russell Smith on the run. Not an official warning, but on the run to the captain of Leeds, Kevin Sinfield, saying, come on, you've got to talk to your men. Keep them back.
Russell Smith has just told Kevin Sinfield that when the penalties are taken, that the Leeds players must stand behind the try line, because if he would have missed that one, the referee says he would have asked him to retake it, because Leeds had encroached forward. They've got to be 10 metres away from the kicker. This is Richard Horn, tackled by Chris McKenna. Trista to Gareth Carvell. There is a smattering of former Leeds Rhinos in this Hull side. There are 5 of them, in fact. That's great offloading.
It's amazing, 2 penalties, get that 4 point back in the game. Confidence is lifted.
Alex Wilkinson now.
They didn't look really at the races. Their body language wasn't all that good on this Hull outfit early in the game.
The dab over the top was by Horn. It's pricked up brilliantly by Cook in good hands. It's not forward though. Senior has it back for Leeds, and he will be wrestled to the ground by Kirk Eman. Well, that was wonderful play from Hull. It nearly came off.
Beautiful chip over the top. Paul Cook, tall fellow, long arms.
Graham Horn's chip over the top. Not Richard Horn, Graham Horn, the youngster.
It was a great move though by Francis Cummins. He'd come in right from the wing there. They're using a sliding defence of Leeds, and he was lucky that he was in that position.
And here is Maguire.
This is hotting up to a big game.
It's a cracking start, Phil Clark.
Yeah, it is. You mentioned the test matches against Australia. The Great Britain squad have their first meeting on Monday. And these are the sort of games that the players need to play to prepare them for the international games. There's been a good intensity to the opening part of the match, as Leeds did last week. They've looked dangerous when they move the ball wide, but so too have Hull when they've had their attacking options. I think Leeds will be pleased that they've again started this game, as we saw last week in the Super League match against London. They're starting games very well. They want to maintain that intensity throughout the first half.
It's going to be a scrum here and head and feed to Hull. McKenna, Calderwood's attempted hack downfield played the man, Gareth Rayner, rather than Rayner playing at the ball. And this is Richard Horne, Dean Treaster, and here is Sean Ryan.
Surprising 17.5 minutes into this match. Leeds, that was the first time that they've missed a man out, tried to get the ball out wide. That's the ability of the halfback Andrew Duneman. He's the key link to getting the three quarters moving. But that's the first time that the Rhinos have looked at that. That should have been a penalty. Grabbed him back before he got possession of the ball.
Referee Russell Smith agrees with you.
Just got a fraction before he took the ball, Kevin.
And he's right.
Well, Leeds are allowing Hull back into the match. Kevin Sinfield tackling man without the football. Was only a fraction of a second. Just a fraction of a second.
Well, sometimes it's a little bit like the Chinese torture, the drip, drip, drip of the water. Just as painful as someone just hit him with a hammer. Same effect, same pain.
Kevin Sinfield, his tackle on the man without the ball, has produced this penalty attempt for Hull, which Cook is hoping to accept for his third successful kick of the night. Got under it a bit, but he still was accurate enough. It's 8 points to 6 to Leeds, and Hull are gradually whirring their way back into this match.
Sean McRae will be pleased. The way that they've dug deep. Leeds really didn't fire from the start. Remember, they had 2 consecutive sets of 6 and they were bossing the game. Hull finding it very difficult to get over the advantage line, but the string of penalties and mistakes that Leeds have come up with are allowing the black and white boys into this match.
Well, it's 5-1 in Hull's favour, the penalty count at the moment. Hull in possession again. And here is Carvel once more, the Welsh international. A try against Huddersfield last week, a former Leeds prop forward.
We all know the capabilities of the fullback Richard Horne, but his brother Graham Horne, the young kid playing halfback tonight. What a great opportunity for him to stamp his authority. A lot of people here in Hull think that Graham Horne will eventually become a better player than Richard. Big call.
I was going to say that's a big rap. But he's got all the talent, all the ability. And here is Treaster now with a kick. Over the top and way downfield. One for Francis Cummins to chase. He gets it. There's a good chase on here, though, by Hull. Led by Graham Horne and Sean Ryan.
You know, it's guaranteed the second row of Sean Ryan. He'll be there or thereabouts anyway when the kick downfield is gone. Real workhorse.
This is Andrew Duneman. He's found Chris McKenna.
Well, I think that's the first pass that McKenna's had in this match. It shows you and indicates the solid defence of Hull when they're squeezing in.
Big chance for Danny Ward tonight. He's missed 8 of the last 9 to re-establish himself in the side in the run-in towards the playoffs. Here is Gary Connolly. Needed a good tackle, and it was from Cook. And Duneman picked that up brilliantly. And another kick for Calderwood to chase. And Calderwood's after this, but oh, that's great sweeping by Richard Horne.
Wonderful positional play. Good kick and chase. Came round on the angle. Made sure he didn't go in touch. Slowly but surely getting into and reading that position at full back. It's not easy. Trying to find yourself in the right position and accepting those kicks downfield.
It's the 10th time that Richard Horne has played full back this year. The young player of the year, of course. And here is another man who could well be a candidate, his brother Graham. And he's got the penalty. There was no movement by Danny Ward then. And Graham Horn was trying to get to his feet. And the referee is having a word with Kevin Sinfield here.
Not surprisingly. I have to say that this season...
Talk to him. Let's clean it up.
Let's clean it up, and it has been a problem for Danny Ward. He was out of favour for quite some time in the Leeds camp, but given an opportunity today, but he does have this tendency to give away silly penalties, lack of concentration. I'm sure that's what Darryl Powell will be saying to his side. They got off to a flyer of a start from Maguire. Okay, oh, that's a bad mistake.
Sean Ryan on the floor was trying to release it. The ball carrying arm didn't hit the deck, and Matt Diskin did well. Leeds have got it back. Now, Holler offside.
A tap on the back from big fella to Graham Horn. So don't worry, son, just keep going. Concentrate on it.
Hold it, lads, hold him back. Wait.
Clarkey, you've got to be impressed with the way that this whole side, depleted by injuries, slowly but surely they've got themselves back in the match.
Yeah, they have. One thing that they've shown in the last 20 minutes is the importance of holding on to possession when you're giving it, because the vast majority of penalties go to the team in possession, and those penalties have enabled them to get upfield and get the points, and maybe take a little bit of energy out of this Leeds side who've had to do so much work in defence. It's a big test, though. When either side gets close to the opponent's try line, they have looked like scoring, and it's Leeds' turn now.
It is, it's with Sinfield. Ooh!
Got to be penalised at the arm side.
I think he has ruled that was dangerous.
Yeah, the arm inside. As soon as you lift a player.
That's the horizontal. We've got up too high with it.
Fletcher
when you're playing it,
just lifted him, and it's a good job that it didn't land on his neck, Kevin Sinfield.
Yeah, dangerous tackle, but he didn't get the hands between the legs. So in effect,
and fair play to Sinfield. Look, he was ready to play the ball.
But in effect, this is a perfect tackle. It's dangerous, we know that, but there's nothing in the rule book that states that a penalty.
It's lifting. It's lifting.
I know
that's
it's lifting. But the rule states you can only be penalised if you've got your hand inside the leg.
Well, Richard Fletcher, the Scottish international, he has been sent off twice already this season. He has to be careful not to engage the wrath of this referee.
He had a spell in Australia similar to that. There was a lot of people being lifted, and then they changed the rule, and you'll find now that when they do the tackle, they don't drop them, they drive down with them. Pretty hard for the referee to give away a penalty in that sort of situation. And there's this for respect. Sinfield taking the two. We know it's going to be a tough day at the office.
Indeed so, because Hull have won 8 of their last 9 at home. And Leeds have lost their last 2 away matches from Headingley at Huddersfield and Widnes. Well, the kickers are in form with the boot tonight. Sinfield for Leeds and Paul Cook for Hull. It's 10-6 to the Rhinos. John Keir alongside Sean McRae. The coaching brains trust up here at the KC Stadium.
Work on the 10s. Come on, get these 10 metres. 10 metres.
Have had a dreadful run with injuries, they really have. They're 5th in the table at the moment. And they're just hoping, apart from actually trying to win the match, that this 17 stay healthy, because I think John Keir might come out of retirement if there's any more injuries, Steve-O.
Then there will be in a lot of trouble. If that's the case, no offence to John.
This is Dooneman for Leeds.
Well, I'm sure that Darryl Powell will realise now that they can't barge their way through against this pretty solid Hull defence. They've got to start missing a man out. Dooneman's got to be creating the link out wide. They've got to get the centres a bit of a chance.
Diskin is tackled on the last, the 5th tackle this set of 6. Connolly to Sinfield, on the running it with Ferner. And he gets the ball back to Keith Senior. And Senior just fly hacks the ball forward, straight into the arms of Richard Horn.
And you can see there why Keith Senior is not a regular kicker of the football. Sheer desperation. They took the odds
Lost their way a bit there, didn't they?
Well, they ran the power play, or wanted to run the power play, when really they should have been positioning that ball, should have been into the in-goal area, trying to force them down. But that's pretty solid defence. Diskin leading the way.
The tackle was on Ewan Dowes, a man who is here at Hull on loan from Leeds, but he has made the deal permanent, a 2-year agreement starting at the end of this season.
Good run from Trista. Grabbing valuable metres forward.
Good kick from Cook.
Oh, it's too far, Eddie. No. Oh,
you sure?
Come up with it. He can't touch it, he's offside. Well, I'm going to say it's a bad kick. It was far too long. No
but
pressure.
Connolly was turning around and it was spinning and rolled floats.
But he was put under no pressure. He really should have got it. Oh, it's getting a bit awkward now. Trista.
Well, I don't know what Trista's got involved with this for.
Well, evidently he can't speak. He can only croak. But it looks as though it was a pretty bad croak. He came across and then pushed him.
Maybe he wanted to get on with it.
It was after the football.
A little wink then. This is the blunder.
Well, he got himself in no position, as you say. Only a slight breeze. He's singing to himself, Calderwood, if I don't touch it, it's going to be 4 and a possible 6. So you can't blame him. He's the man that's had the problem.
Well, Calderwood is the man who's been ticked off by the referee, Russell Smith.
Well, he's got the ball, Trista comes for it, and because he flips it...
Wait till he plays it, wait!
To the play, we're just trying to make sure Calderwood is that Leeds can get their central defence. Now that's the point that I was making. Furner, the Australian, he went down, he didn't drop him from a height, he went down into the tackle. He knows the technique that won't give away a penalty.
Trista to young Graham Horn, he just slipped under the pressure from Sinfield. They're offside, no Leeds. And someone's in the bin.
Well, he's warned them.
Andrew Duneman will take 10 minutes. No, it's Chris McKenna, I beg your pardon. Chris McKenna will take the 10 minutes in the bin.
Well, they played in C's. Played the advantage of the official, Chris McKenna. He could have selected any of them. Decided on the big centre, McKenna. Probably only touched the ball about twice so far in this game. Now he finds himself time to think it all over. 10 minutes in the sin. Now he sits in the bin.
Well, he warned Kevin Sinfield that there were far too many infringements around the play of the ball, too much deliberate offside. He said the next could be on his way to the bin, and McKenna is. Paul Cook then. That's the angle he has. Oh, he's missed it.
See, McKenna had set up, made 2 strides before the ball was actually played. It was good to see the referees, especially in an experienced one like Russell Smith, to allow the advantage. You've got to give credit to this whole outfit, Eddie. I mean, when you looked at the sides on the paper, you would have said that Leeds red-hot favourites, which they are. And I mentioned before the kick-off that with such a great crowd here and good support behind the whole side, they just never give in, do they?
No, they never do. Trista has bowed to the inevitable almost. He has been replaced by Andy Last. He can hardly speak. He got a bad kick in the throat in the previous match. Oh, and there's a big collision there. And another penalty, hand in at the play of the ball. Russell Smith is caning Leeds here in the penalty count.
Well, he ducked underneath it, didn't he? And not surprisingly, Hull a little bit too far out. Confusion reigns, and the coaching staff at Leeds, they're under pressure. The alarm bells are ringing now.
And remember, Leeds had 1 or 2 words to say about Russell Smith after the Challenge Cup final defeat to the Bradford Bulls. And that was a lift again by Furner, but once more he drove down with the shoulder. Here is Paul Cook. Pops the ball back to Sean Ryan.
Starting to fall off the tackle, Leeds. They were so dominant early. Now they're struggling.
Andy Last pops the ball back. Long ball then on the bounce. Oh, what a shame. What a shame he couldn't pick it up, Peter Lupton.
Well, it was always dipping. Not the perfect pass. It was amazing in that passage of play. Sean McRae knew it. It looked at one point that Duneman was going for the intercept. He just hesitated.
What a record this fella's got in the Super League. He's a wily old bird, I'll tell you. And if you look at his team selection, you'd say, as you say, Steve-O, they've got no chance today. But a Sean McRae coached side digs deep, and particularly here at the KC Stadium.
Well, I'd call him wily, but I'd hardly call him a bird.
An old bird.
Oh, great defence. The doubt has now switched around. Leeds are wondering how to get through to it. There'll be plenty said by Darryl Powell at half-time, and rightly so. They're trying to muscle their way through against this whole outfit.
This is Gary Connolly, though.
That's better. They need to keep this ball alive.
And they've got the penalty. Oh, that's on the last tackle as well. Graham Horn. And now Graham Horn's captain will be called, Paul Cook, and they will be given the warning.
Well, it may be only a youngster, Graham Horn, but he soon picks up the tricks, doesn't he?
But now you've increased your penalties. We're acting about the play of the ball. We're not getting off quick enough. Same thing could happen. Okay, it's up to you to tell your players.
Well, same for both sides, says Russell Smith.
All right, Kevin, no problem. Yeah,
and they're going to have another kick at goal here. Leeds.
That's better, actually.
Pretty confident that if it does go either side of the uprights, they'll have sufficient weight behind the football to make it go dead in goal, which means that they will have possession back from the dropout. Pretty young to be a skipper.
Yes, 22 years of age. But he has taken to it really well this year, hasn't he?
You learn all the time in that position. Sometimes it can affect a youngster's playing ability. But he seems to be handling the position very well indeed. This is a crucial kick.
Well, he's bang in front, as you can see, but he's over 40 metres away. He's given it a really good thump. He's missed it. But he's found it. He's found the dead ball line. Lupton tried to flick the ball back. So Leeds will get it back. And here is Ferner now to run it back for the Rhinos. Well, nothing much to talk about in terms of fast-flowing football that produces tries, but it is gritty, isn't it, from both these teams? They're really digging deep. And here is Barry McDermott.
He could turn the tide. But Leeds surely have to start realising now their opportunities are out wide.
Duneman. And he was nearly through, but Lupton got the challenge in. And so too did Glenn Donkin. This is Sinfield. Couldn't get away from them.
Look a little bit lost at the moment.
Duneman, a dab over the top. Calderwood was after that, but Rayner collected it.
What a take. Nice option, but Rayner read it superbly.
Rayner to Richard Horn. Manages to get the ball away. Smuggled it then into the arms of Andy Last. And Hull will come again here in the shape of Ewan Dowes, who plays the ball to Last again. And this is Cook. And he offloads and gets away with it. Ryan picked it up off the deck. And a flick pass from him.
Well, good stuff. Spinning around. McDermott very slow to see that loose ball was
Colin Best. And Colin Bell, oh, what a shame. Yeaman just dropped it.
The gap was there as well. A slight one.
Well, they're taking it to the limit, Hull, aren't they?
Well,
they are.
See that Cummins has gone into helping the tackle with Ferner. And if he would have taken that in steps, he would have left Cummins for dead. Bang! into the corner.
You've got to get in the scrum. Sorry, Graham, I thought you were packing in. Sorry, mate.
Well, which of these sides, Eddie, are going to stop doing the arm wrestle and look towards their skill factor?
It's a little bit like last night, isn't it, at Widnes?
An intriguing game, don't worry.
Oh, that's a great ball from Poaching to Sinfield, and a wonderful tackle by King.
It was all over him as well. It could have been penalised. Very slow to get up.
This is Poaching.
Kick! Wait.
He gets to his feet and plays it to Diskin. Infield it goes to Duneman. This is McDermott. And they're watching McDermott closely. Diskin again. Will come this way now. Duneman. Good ball. Sinfield stands, gets rid of it to Diskin. And Diskin taking them on. Almost offloaded to Maguire. It's the last one for Leeds. MacDonald, Sinfield. There's the kick for Calderwood. Palmed back by Connolly. It's Duneman who's after it, and he'll hack it forward. And Duneman's after it. And Richard Horne taking no chances.
Did well, Duneman there. Could have gone down on it, but realising it was the last tackle. Calderwood did well. Watch here. Look, if I go down, it's going to be a turnover anyway. May as well apply the pressure, and they've come up with it. They'll get us another set of 6. Quick thinking here. The halfback Duneman bobbles nicely. Good play by the fullback, though.
Opportunity for Leeds, Phil, with another set of 6 just before the break. It's been a pretty good game, I think, Eddie. Like last night when Widnes played Casford, even match really, with both sides just throwing one another at it. And I would think maybe that Sean McRae, the Hull coach, a little disappointed with the amount of possession and the penalties they've been awarded. They haven't had more points on the board, considering the fact that for almost the last 10 minutes Leeds have been down to 12 men, which is all Leeds with half-time could be the next ones to score.
Connolly goes wide to Danny Maguire, and Maguire with the confidence to take them on, and Ryan with an important tackle. David Furness the dummy half. Back it comes to Connolly, further wide to Duneman, and Duneman gives it to Sinfield, and Sinfield will try and take them on. A flick pass to Calderwood. Now then, can Calderwood attack this line? Yes, he can. But he's halted on the last tackle.
Scramble defence. Surely they'll kick to the left into the sun. No, they've gone the short blind.
With Duneman, now the kick to the in-goal area. Richard Horne is there, and again the ball is shuttled over the line. Was it a Hull hand that got to it? No, it's a tap on the 20 metres. And now a penalty against Leeds.
Struggled to get back there, and that was taken out with a knee. I must say that Leeds had plenty to shout about on that occasion.
Stay back. Cheers, Tony.
Maybe Calderwood was just offside on that wide.
That's why he's penalised Leeds.
Just in, not much in it, though, I must say. Big call there from Russell Smith, but on the replay he got it right. Just standing in front there.
McKenna there is back out of the sin bin.
Duneman could have put him onside if he had gone in front of him yet again, but he failed to do that.
That's half-time. Leeds with a 4-point advantage at the break. Nothing to choose between the two sides. Everyone in this ground applauding the players as they leave the field. It has been a real struggle for these two sides. An early try for Leeds from Danny Maguire, and then improved by Sinfield, plus the penalty. 8-0 after 8 minutes for Leeds. They look to be coasting it. But Cook, with 3 penalties, chipped away at the lead. Sinfield came up with a penalty after 25 minutes, and that's where the scoring stopped. It's Leeds 10, Hull 6. Time here, it's a glorious evening up on Humberside, and I know they don't like me saying that in this part of the world. They prefer East Yorkshire, but it is Hull who are 6 and the Rhinos who are 10. One amazing statistic from that first half: 14 penalties, and 7 of them have been attempted kicks for goal. Sean McRae has done a wonderful job in turning out this patched up side, and they're giving the Leeds Rhinos a real run for their money here. And Darryl Powell is delivering his half-time speech. Well, it's just like last night at Widnes, isn't it, where Widnes and Castleford fought out a real arm wrestle in the first half. Then, in the second half, Widnes upped a gear and just went on to win the match. And I think, Steve-O, someone's got to up a gear in the second half to win this one.
Yeah, without a doubt. Forwards well and truly on top. Brought about mainly that either side having to use the kick and it was from a kick that the only try of that first half was scored. But these forwards are really getting into each other, and they're trying to squeeze through. Wasn't the best pass, was it? Came about, but Sinfield got plenty of height, right into the sun. But you can see there that Best way out of touch. Cummins didn't touch it, but look at the step here from Maguire. One of the only breaks of 9 in that first half. Amazing, isn't it? Leeds only 5 clean breaks, Hull with the 4. And it just shows you that the dominance of these forwards from either side. But as Eddie has mentioned, both coaches will be looking to change that in the second half. They've got to start getting the link, get the ball out wide. The centres and the wingers, they maybe just sat around making a cup of tea.
8-0 it was to Leeds after 8 minutes, and then Hull really did dig deep. And Phil Clark, you have to give Hull a lot of credit. This understrength side, they're making Leeds, they're making Leeds really go for the money, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. They had a try disallowed from a scrum move where they took it to the centre, took it back. I know the pass went slightly forward, but they have shown, both sides really, if they are able to get the ball out 2-3 passes, they found gaps and found some space to go through it. But the defence from Matthew Dispin is very impressive. Made the first tackle of the match. Any player who's that enthusiastic, you know, is always going to have a big game. He's then the first one to pounce on Horn and force him over the dead ball line, winning a goal line dropout for his teammates. And again here on Craig Greenhill, you see him very often. On this occasion he doesn't manage to do it, but he works the man in the tackle and tries to put him so that he's on his black, slowing the play of the ball down for his teammates to get back on side. He's been very, very strong for Leeds Rhinos in the middle of the field, but we're looking for some more creativity from both sets of backs.
Well, we are, and we saw a forwards battle last night that resulted in Robert Relf of Widnes being awarded the man of the match watch by Steve O'Clarkey and Stuart Raper, who was our guest there. I wonder if this will be on the wrist of another forward here tonight. Certainly on the evidence of the first 40 minutes, it is a distinct possibility, isn't it? Well, last night, as I say, we were at Widnes. Tonight we're at Hull. There's been one match in between. It took place at the Shea, bottom of the table Halifax, against next to bottom Wakefield. Rod Studd has all the highlights.
Wakefield won the Battle of Super League's bottom 2, but it was hardly a classic at the Shea as Halifax lost for the 20th straight match. The Wildcats had the game won by half-time when they led 22-4. Moments of quality were few and far between, but Jamie Rooney produced one for the opening score. Fax's first half points came from 2 Dane Dorahy penalties, and Wakefield added 2 more tries to Rooney's touchdown. Ben Jeffrey's superb dummy created one, and a calamitous cock-up from Lee Greenwood produced another, as he made a complete Horlicks of Rooney's hopeful hoisted ball, and Richard Newlove said thank you very much. The Wildcats stretched further clear after the break to make it 30 points to 4. Under the pile of bodies, difficult to see whether it was a try or not. In fact, it was Ian Knott. Halifax must have felt like England's bowling attack against South Africa as they were left staring down both barrels again, but thankfully for them, Wakefield declared, and Tony Anderson's side gave the scoreline some respectability by rattling up 3 late tries. Lee Greenwood made amends for his earlier howler by scoring twice, the first a near length of the field interception. Greenwood's touchdown sandwiches score from Sean Penkovic, but Halifax are now 10 points adrift at the bottom, and their inevitable relegation will surely be confirmed in the next fortnight.
Poor old Halifax beaten again at the Shea. They are now 10 points adrift at the foot of the table. Their position has been hopeless virtually all year, and it looks like they are heading for the big drop. It's a great shame for Halifax, but I'm sure they'll come back stronger. And isn't it a magnificent stadium, this? The KC Stadium in Hull. And Hull trailing at half-time, but only by 4 points to the Leeds Rhinos, 10-6. Leeds, of course, will go top of the table tonight if they win here. The penalties are rising, 14 of them, and Hull have had 10. And there's not too much to choose in terms of tackling, missed tackles or handling errors. And not too many breaks either. It's been that sort of a match. It's almost a mirror of the first half of last night at the Halton Stadium.
On top of that, Eddie, of course, the time that Leeds have had the ball in an attacking situation, only 7 minutes. That has to improve for them to win.
Hull get us underway, second half. Danny Maguire is underneath the kickoff, and here is Barry McDermott. That's the first drive of this second half. A good drive too from Big Barry. And I'm sure that Darryl Powell has said a little more urgency, perhaps, a little more invention from his team that for so long has led the Tetley's Super League table.
I'm sure that he's got the word of Dunham and Maguire. They've got to create the link. They have not been working together in that first half.
When these two sides drew 10 all, in May Leeds had gone 10 undefeated. In the 10 since, they have won 7 and lost 3, and they are now second in the table, as I say. But they will go top tonight, albeit maybe only for 24 hours until Bradford play tomorrow, but don't count out Huddersfield. Here is Senior. Good ball back on the inside to Cummins. It's a bit more inventive from Leeds in the opening minute. David Ferner at dummy half, and this now is Sinfield on the last. There's the kick to the corner. Another chance for Calderwood, maybe. Foot in the in-goal area. Bomb was diffused. It'll be a tap on the 20-metre line.
Did well, didn't he? Good thinking there from Rayner.
And here he is again, Rayner, taking the ball up first tackle. Andy Lass gets it away to Paul King.
Hull will want to try to suck Leeds into what occurred in those first 40 minutes and force Leeds to play down the centre of the pack.
Glenn Donkin there, former Leeds junior, one of the 5 ex-Leeds players in this Hull side tonight. And there is another, it's Ewan Dowes.
Interesting to see what either coach will do, whether they'll bring on a game breaker in the...
Good kick from Cook, and Colin Best is after this. Connolly was taking no chances. He knew that Colin Best had the legs on Cummins.
Great tactic. Wonderful choice there.
Well, Colin Best is the man who sits top of the Super League Tri-Sharks with 17.
Just got it, didn't he? It juggled all over the place. That was the play the ball before the kick was taken.
Brandon Costin of Huddersfield, by the way, also on 17 touchdowns for the year. Costin having a fantastic season for the Huddersfield Giants. Here is Best again, though. And he gets the ball in field to Dowes. Best once more. Spinning and dropped to the ground by Poaching. Quick play the ball to Andy Last. Picked out of the air by Cook. Back on the inside. Richard Horn!
What a try.
Richard Horn with the try. The referee hasn't given it yet. He wants to check the grounding.
No doubt in my mind. Neat little pass inside from Paul Cook, skipper tonight. This is a try. Oh, is it? Now then, there's a bit of air there. There's a little bit of a bubble. And that's no try. Oh, what a shame. And what a decision by Russell Smith. The experience showing there, this will be NOTRY. I think all the players realised it. Leeds are setting up for a tap on the 20, and Hull will be getting their defence sorted out. Surely this cannot be given.
Well, on the evidence of that picture, no. And Richard Horn has been denied, I feel. He has. It's a 20-metre restart. The ball just came out of his grasp at the last moment. Well, Leeds escaped.
It deserved it, didn't it?
It was a fantastic move.
Beautiful little pass, delayed from Cook. Horn went through, just lost it at the vital moment. Just shows you what an impact this video screen can have on a game.
Oh, 9 times out of 10 to the naked eye, that's a try. But the video referee is there. And they were also trying to check, of course, earlier that Sinfield hadn't knocked the ball out. In which case it might well have been a try, so it works both ways. Maguire with the kick over the top. That's spinning wickedly, and Best does well. Cummins is all over him.
Knew he was near the touchline, made sure that he went to ground very, very quickly.
Here is Richard Horn.
I just got the impression that Andrew Duneman is tiring, is not fully fit yet again. I'm sure Daryl Powell has to start thinking about bringing on Rob Burrow.
Well, let's see what was said in the dressing rooms half-time. Bill.
Well, Sean McRae, Eddie, will be pleased with that start to the second half from his side. The key word for him is patience. Happy that his side are still hanging in there, basically, with all the problems they've had. They weren't given much chance, and they're wasting that opportunity. Glenn Donkin out of play with that pass, but McRae really asking his side just to hang in there. They're doing just that at the moment. If they can keep Leeds in touch, then they think they can still nick this one. And Daryl Powell, meanwhile, well, for him, obviously, after that first half performance, discipline is the key, because that's why Hull are still in touch, courtesy of Leeds in discipline. And if they can conquer that problem, then they believe they should be able to go on and win this game.
Keith Senior with the ball, just 2 tries in his last 14 appearances for Leeds. This is Gary Connolly. Senior just gone slightly off the boil, but maybe he'll come back to at least simmer here tonight. This is... Oh, that's forward from Ferner.
Should have been called as well. Denied from the touch judges. Lost it anyway. Play on.
Well, justice is seen to be done there.
He's got to make a decision, Darryl Powell, soon.
Well, there's not much spark in the engine room,
well, the combination between Maguire and Duneman has been non-existent. They've tried to push Duneman out wide in the centres, but it's not been effective.
Good strong run by King. Andy Last is the dummy half. Oh, it came off Cook's hands, I think. Referee gives them benefit of the doubt. Maybe Cook just pulled the fingertips back at the vital moment. Last again. This is Paul Cook once more.
Great tackle there. Sinfield, ball and all. Two captains come together and he's lost it. Oh, he's given a penalty. Going a bit ragged there. And Cook is having a right old go with McDermott. He pushed him, did Cook. McDermott turned around. I think he was surprised. He thought it would be something like a 15, 16 stone forward that was taking him on. And it was a tall presence of Cook. Sinfield, good ball and all tackle. This is where they say that they've written it out. Well, maybe they...
No, I think the referee called that the tackle had been made. He called held, and they continued on and put him on the ground.
By the way,
Kevin Sinfield was bemused, and then there was the argy-bargy.
Got the penalty, they're into the corner.
Wait, lads, wait, Leeds.
Oh, it's balling up. It got tasty last night.
Look at the penalty count that is rising against the Leeds Rhinos, 11-4. Russell Smith is caning them tonight.
Yep.
This is Glenn Donkin. Oh, big run, he knocked Poaching off his feet.
Well, to be fair to Darryl Powell, first time that Russell Smith took over Leeds a couple of weeks ago, he said he had no problem with it. No problem whatsoever.
Well, I think Leeds have been hard done by again here because there was a little kick forward. Now, what's happened here?
Andrew Gunnerman knocked the ball out with his knee. Kev.
Well,
they're saying now that Duneman knocked the ball out with his knee. You see there, he is... Well, I thought that Sinfield was tackled without the ball.
it appears that way, doesn't it?
And this,
Well, he's just lost it.
After the sin, Biddy, you're not on another warning, Kevin. You've got to take it back.
Right, Schmozzle.
Play on.
Well, they're getting confused, and the tackle count is the reason why they are getting confused. Controversial
Back your 10, lads.
again from Russell Smith.
Back your 10.
But I've got to say, nearly all the penalties that we've seen have been quite blatant.
Back your 10. Back your 10.
well, he's making sure that Leeds were back to 10 metres, and here is Cook. And it's out wide, it goes to Yeeman. Cook again, he's at the hub of everything for Hull, the captain. This is Ryan. And Leeds, by the way, on another warning. Next offence in the sin bin. This is Andy Last. Lost it.
What a tackle.
In the impact of the tackle by Wayne McDonald.
What a big hit. That could be the turning point. That one big hit here where they've lost the football. It's things like that that can just depress a team and give the boost to your opposition. This will lift up a couple of gears now. Don't worry about that.
Disc into Connolly. Cook all over him. Gets it away to Ferner. Ferner loose pass. Gathered in by McDermott. Flipped then to Kevin Sinfield. Sinfield trying to open it up, but a great tackle by Dowes. There's a penalty now as Dowes stepped over the grounded Leeds captain. It is a penalty-strewn match, this.
Certainly is. But they had to give it. Rules say that once you made the tackle, you roll away either side. Not over the top. Phil, this is getting tough. Must be frightening down on the sideline.
Yeah, it's the sort of game you want to watch, isn't it? Being close to the side, you see the intensity here on both sides and the passion from the crowd now making its way onto the field as well. I think there's no way that the penalty count will end up so uneven. In that case, the Leeds Rhinos fans can relax a little bit because they're going to win some penalties, they're going to get some possession, and on the back of that, I'm certain they'll get some points.
That was a great run by Senior. This is Diskin. It goes wide to Duneman and further wide to Poaching. Great scrambling defence by Hull, though. Trista waiting to come back on. And on the bounce, McDonald couldn't take it in.
Poor pass yet again from Andrew Duneman. Duneman has been superb in the early part of this season. That was a tired pass. And that could be the green light for Darryl Powell to say that Andrew Duneman has had a sufficient chance. Just hasn't been his day. A little bit off colour last week.
No sign of Rob Burrow yet. Dean Treaster waiting to come on. And now he does get into the action. This is Richard Hall, meanwhile, spun to the ground.
Keep quick, Keith. Release 3.
Good work from Andy Latz there. Valuable meters forward.
This is Paul King for Hull.
Now which side are going to take a gamble and stand deep? Run onto the football.
This is Sean Ryan for Hull.
Got to get the link now, surely.
Andy Last waiting, dummy half. There's the play the ball. Here is Cook. Kick to the corner. Now then, Calderwood. Can be dodgy under these. Not tonight.
Great take. Wilkinson put him under pressure there. Took it with ease, really.
2 hands off, back goal.
As you say, it's a couple of seasons ago, I think it was, Eddie, that at the Boulevard, he had an absolute nightmare to the high kick. Worked on that department quite a lot better than what he used to be.
4, get off, get square.
Poaching plays the ball to Diskin. He finds Duneman. Now then, Duneman with a little break. Oh, great pass. That's why he's being kept out there. McKenna hands it on then to Calderwood. He gets away from all the would-be tacklers apart from Rayner.
Big problems for McKenna. McKenna offloaded that ball because I think he twisted the ankle. He's way out on the wing there. He'll need treatment. Leads it down to 12.
And that's a great kick from Maguire, but it's just bounced kindly for Richard Horn. Great following up, though, by Danny Ward and David Furner.
Well, McKenna's told the trainer he'll try to run it out, but he's in big problems out there on the right wing. They forced him out there.
What spirit, though, Steve-O, in this Hull side.
Look, come on, look, get back.
Well, the crowds, they get behind them. They just give their heart and soul, don't they?
Cook went for the 40-20 then, but this is a very wide pitch. Connolly waves Francis Cummings away. He says, I'll take control of this, and he does. But Cook followed him up and got him down.
Safety first in a tight game. Got to make sure of possession. No point in taking a risk when you're in your own quarter. Now then, Hull, discipline. They cannot afford to give away a silly penalty.
And they just have, they're offside.
You've got to use your brains.
Richard.
Good kick and chase, just completely out of the window. Wasted opportunity. No point in building towards it.
Referee Russell Smith has called Paul Cook to him, so Hull will be on a warning here. He's called the time off, so Paul Cook is just ambling towards him. The two coaches trying to plot.
15-20 minutes go, we're starting to infringe again. You know what happened next? Yep, I've told them already.
Both of them on a warning then.
Well, Russell Smith must be out of breath because he's nearly blown the pea out of that whistle tonight.
Talking of breath, Steve-O, there's a question going around tonight. If you've walked 220 miles in a fortnight, why is your voice giving in?
I think it's a wind over in Lancashire.
This is Sinfield, and here is Danny Ward.
A little bit more scooting from dummy half is needed from Diskin as well.
This is Maguire, here is Furner. Gets it away to Ward. Ward taking them on himself.
Good step, quick play the ball.
Diskin. Sinfield attacking the line. Sinfield. Ball back. Oh, into the arms of King.
He did well there. Looked as though he could get a little bit of a knock on, but King held on. Ball carrying arm, shut it onto the ground and just bobbled it a little bit.
When you think of the players who are on the sideline here for Hull, that 13 names that I read out at the start of the programme, look at this. It's such enthusiasm from Paul King and company out there.
Well, they dig deep. This huge crowd here. They're getting behind them. We always knew that they wouldn't throw the towel in. The pride up here in Hull is quite outstanding. I'm not saying there's not in Leeds, don't get me wrong in that department, but they pull on that black and white and they stand 6 foot tall, don't they?
Then Rob Burrow emerges from the dugout here. Burrow will be on in a moment. There he is on the sideline watching this run from Keith Senior.
Now then, it's interesting to see.
It's Diskin who's coming off.
Oh, that's a big call. Obviously needs more running from that dummy half position, but this is what they've missed, the link.
It's wide to McKenna, and here is Calderwood. Hull have watched him so far tonight. Great tackle by Ewan Dowes. Hull have done all the running from dummy half, Leeds haven't. Stabbed through by Sinfield. Kind bounce. Richard Horne will run it back.
He'll be disappointed with the kick there, Kevin Sinfield. Really should have pushed it further. Make sure that the defence was turned around. Not many clean breaks throughout this match. And you get the impression that the next clean break will produce a try. And then it's psychological warfare. Who can come back?
I think it's been pretty psychological all night, Steve-O. They really have tested each other, these two. And I'm with you, it's a question of who has the greater fitness.
Not only that, the desire.
Well, desire is something that runs through Hull.
Well, did it always
lost that?
They've got away with it.
Play on, says the referee. It's on the last. Colin Best. Oh, tackled by Senior. And play on. He was committed to the tackle. And here goes Francis Cummins. He's got Calderwood. Calderwood with space. And space for Calderwood is closed down by Lupton.
Oh, he's got to be penalised for that. He lost the ball. He lost the ball.
He wasn't tackling the ball.
Well, he got the ball.
Did not tackle the
He went
impact.
for the speed. Now then. Did he keep it down, so therefore...
No, it was up. The ball was up. That's the reason.
He's lost it. Good call from Russell Smith. The momentum had stopped, but the ball carrying arm had not hit the deck. He tested his speed there. Cummins did the right thing, passed on the inside. Calderwood had someone out wide, but thought he would have the speed. What a game.
Phil, down to you.
You've mentioned, Eddie, it's going to be a test of fitness. I also think, as Sean McRae pointed out at half-time, it's a massive test of patience. The game's in a seesaw phase at the moment, with both sides taking it up and putting pressure with a deep kick, just looking for the opponents to cough up in possession or get some wrong footwork, and that's what we're waiting for.
Something's got to give, Eddie. You just feel it.
Yes, well, there's plenty of time. There's 23 minutes. Who has the patience? Cook on the fly, looking for the man out wide that was Best, and Cummins is scragged to the ground. There's Rob Burrow.
Put him to the test so many times, but Francis Cummins, and especially one occasion, Calderwood took a magnificent bomb.
Listen to this Hull crowd getting behind this team.
I've mentioned it several times. Indiscipline has proved very, very cruel and costly. And again, it was in this position that Hull was silly enough to get offside.
This is poaching as the Leeds supporters start to sing their song. And poaching gets it away to Rob Burrow. Oh, great tackle back by Wilkinson.
Excellent play.
Poaching down the short side. Calderwood on the last. Calderwood hacks the ball forward. Calderwood in the race. And Richard Horne wins that race. Gold to Horne, silver to Calderwood, but a drop out underneath the sticks.
Yeah, but they'll get the chance to get the bronze. May not have got the big prize here. But what a great kick, it just held up there. Good position there by Richard Horne, had to be.
It's the fourth goal line dropout that Leeds have forced, and Hull haven't forced one the other end yet.
The pressure is mounting. Sadly, in positions like this, it comes from a horrific mistake. A simple error that just makes it swing one way or the other.
That ball up to halfway, and David Furner from the dropout, and he runs it back, David Furner.
Well, only one try and one no try in this particular game. I'm going to stake my neck out yet again. Whoever scores the next try, he'll certainly take up the spoils. That's how tight this is going to be, and this will be a penalty. He's gone.
And someone's in the sin bin. And who is it?
Just have a look at the play of the ball.
It's Andy Last.
It's in front of me. And that's a sin bin offence. It is when you've already been warned, and you've been warned twice. And their sin bin was offside in the first half.
Well, they were all in front.
Have a look where he was standing on replay.
They were all in front. Russell Smith had told them, get back to me. They ignored it.
Well, Paul Cook asked the referee, is this a sin binning offence? And he says it is when you're on a warning. And he simbing someone on the Leeds side, I think, earlier, for exactly the same discretion, which was Chris McKenna. So fair play to Russell Smith.
Tit for tat. But Daryl Powell will be asking the question why there was so much difference one way or the other in the penalty count. And maybe before this game is finished, that fellow will be asking exactly the same thing. It was heavily loaded against Daryl Powell in the first 40. It seems to be turning around in this second stanza.
Well, Sinfield then with an important kick. This for a 6-point lead, and 6 points it is.
Well, they're still not in the comfort zone, but it is a vital 2 points. It will give them the opportunity, and I'm sure that that fellow will get the message out. Go for the one-pointer. It's coming back into fashion.
The 10s, we've got to hold them.
Not only is it coming back into fashion, it can win you the game.
Well, it helped for Witness last night, didn't it? Just niggles away at the opposition that. It means, in this situation, that if Leeds did score one, Hull would have to score twice to win the match.
Well, you're right, it wasn't the actual final nail, was it? Because
no, but it helped.
It certainly did.
This is Chris Feather now for Leeds. Doonerman, Maguire to Ward.
Oh, Trish has got a bad hit. He's in trouble, he's down, he's struggling to get back in that one line of defence.
Adamson was nearly through. Wilkinson with an important tackle. This is Doonerman. Now it's with Sinfield. And Sinfield offloads. Oh, and Treaster was after. Danny Maguire then. Burrow. Doonerman. Doonerman to Ferner.
Great defence. Knew that Doonerman was going to flip the ball back on the inside.
Another penalty at the play of the ball by Donkin.
Well, they're losing the plot.
I think they're getting desperate.
And they're getting tired.
And Clarkey did say the penalties would probably even up. Clarkey, you're spot on.
Well, they usually do, don't they? Now, the one thing that Leeds were able to do in the first half, when they conceded all of those penalties, Eddie, was defend the line with great pride. I know they're going to kick for goal here now. That will be an interesting one, whether he manages to get this over. The penalty count there of 12-8. Usually they get rugby, they're pretty close by the end of the match on most occasions. And a vital kick here now for Kevin Sinfield.
Very much so.
Eddie, if I could just say, you know, apart from declining the 2 points in the Challenge Cup final, I can't remember seeing Kevin Sinfield turning down the opportunity when he wins a penalty inside an opponent's half to kick a goal.
Indeed,
certainly
not.
learnt his lesson that day.
I think so. I think since then he has never declined when they're within range.
Well, he did once in the first half. They opted for a quick tap. But I know the point that Phil is making, and that is a good kick either way. It hasn't got the 2 points, but at least they will get the ball back. All about field position. He knows there's Daryl Powell, and he would have sent out the message already. Doonerman is out there. Maybe that's the reason why he didn't take Doonerman off. He's the man that can get the one-pointer. I think it's 3 games that he's sniffed the drop goal to give Leeds the spoils.
Indeed so. Mentioned to Daryl Powell when I spoke to him this week, I said, is it congratulations or commiserations that you're moving upstairs at the end of the year to be director of rugby? And he is really excited about the prospect. He won't be terribly thrilled with that from Ferner, but he is claiming the ball was stolen from him here, but he wasn't.
He tried to pass it.
He tried to offload that.
He's not going to kid the referee, and neither will be kidded by the touches. But why on earth did he want to pass?
Actually, there was a flick in there. There was a little hand in. It's Hull's head and feet, though.
Trying to offload. He was going in for the tackle. And you know the new rule?
Yes, Heeman was playing for the ball, though, but he's got benefit of the doubt from referee and touch judge here. 6-12 Leeds. 17 to go.
Even I'm nervous.
Well, it's an enthralling match.
Tense.
And it has been that sort of a weekend. Greenhill does well, offloads to Treaster. And Treaster will attack them. Adamson, well, he pulled out, fortunately. Nearly took Treaster's head off. Here is Carvel. Carvel, marauding run. That'll lift them.
Ooh, he went for the shoulder charge at Adamson. As you said, he just pulled out at the last moment.
Donkin. Oh, he flicks the pass to Senior. He gives it to Sinfield, and Leeds will try and counter now. Sinfield, weaving run.
He knew it was going to go down. They had to panic, they had to force it. Duncan had to flip it out the back.
Survival of the fittest now.
They are very tired out there. And this is where the likes of Rob Burrow comes to the fore. Quick running from the dummy half, scampering through. There he goes.
It is with Burrow. He's greeted with Richard Fletcher's tackle and Carvel. This is Maguire. Wide it goes to Senior. Cummins is on his outside. Senior! Good tackle by Colin Best. Ferner. Short side. Cummins! Will get the try. That could break the Hull Hearts.
What an effort by Ferner. All the experience in the world. The Australian went on the blind side. They'd left it open. And Cummins gets the try that surely will see the Rhinos home.
On his 170th consecutive appearance, he scores his 180th Leeds try.
They struggled, but they finally got to Senior back on the inside. But watch this. Ferner, he looks to the open, throws the dummy. Oh, Mr. Best was not at his best. He got sucked in. It came away with Duncan's offload and from the possession. But the quality from the big second row from Australia. Dummy, look at Colin, is in the wrong position. He knows it. It's the first time that he has left his mark opposite Mr. Cummins, and it's crucial. He was in no man's land.
So Francis Cummins, the Great Britain, England and Irish international, has scored what could be the critical try, and Kevin Sinfield here now will try and improve it. 170 consecutive appearances from Francis Cummins. He hasn't missed a game since the home win against Hull in 1998. A marvellous record and a useful kick. A useful kick from Kevin Sinfield. It's 18-6 to the Rhinos.
Colin Best, a winger, didn't know whether to stay out or whether to go as a second marker. Either way, he was left there, stranded. Bingo. He knows the way to the line, this fella. What experience. What a servant, not only to the Leeds club, but to the game in general. Such a nice fellow.
And deservedly, he's in his testimonial year. Danny Maguire to Danny Ward. Leeds with the scent of victory now. Here is Senior. Just starting just to fall off and delay at the tackle. This is Sinfield. Burrow. Connolly to Duneman, to Adamson, to McKenna. Tracked all the way by the tackler, who was Wilkinson. And this is Matt Adamson, and they're offside. Offside again, Hull.
Well,
you stood in front of me and I told you
any relatives of Russell Smith that's watching, I know what they should buy him for Christmas, and that's a brand new whistle, because this one is nearly worn out. And you can't blame the man with that whistle, because there have been so many people going offside, so many people messing around. He's utilised the sin bin so many times, it has not worked, the players have not listened, and that's all he can do.
And the sin binning for Andy Last has really hurt Hull, because Leeds have scored 8 points in the time he's been off. This is Sinfield. Here is Danny Ward. Rob Burrow now, and Burrow scampering through on his own. Hauled down, and another penalty. That was at the play, the ball. They were lying in the ruck, Hull. They were causing all sorts of problems. And Clarkey is spot on, by the way. The penalty count is evening itself up.
Well, it's a tired outfit, isn't it? Treaster is messing around. They're out on their knees, this Hull side. And when that occurs, you'll try anything to just slow them down, give your defence time to get into that solid formation. Russell Smith, you could see that Tree should have touched the football.
And Russell Smith playing the advantage.
Yeah. And then he went in, and he must have been in an offside position. He certainly wasn't standing square. It has been a tough day for this fella. Very dangerous injury to the throat. But he said, I want to get out there and play. He's a tough hombre, the 2 goes over.
Sinfield with the boot. It's 20 points to 6. And the Rhinos didn't used to like going to the Boulevard very much, but they have enjoyed, if enjoy be the right word for a battle royal like this, they have enjoyed this first visit to the KC Stadium so far.
Stay behind, lads.
Well, who is top now? Leeds Rhinos are at the moment. Bradford against Huddersfield tomorrow. It might all change again. And of course, it's Leeds and Bradford at Headingley next Friday night. The top 2 will meet, and you will be able to see it live on Sky Sports 3 next Friday from 7:30. A great game, and followed up by another cracker. Saints against Hull, Saturday 6, Sky Sports 2. Will we be watching there, Steve-O, Super League 8's top dogs, the champions, do you think, in that weekend of matches?
Yes.
You're discounting Wigan completely?
Yes.
And Castleford?
Yes.
Widnes?
Yes.
Okay. Maguire, Burrow rather, with the kick through, Best on his own try line. Burrow missed him, but just got the ankle tap on. That was enough.
Very tired players in the black and white colours now. Leeds buoyed by the fact that they've taken the commanding lead. Look at them moving in.
And they really are trying to ram home their advantage here.
It's been a good second half for the Rhinos. They've played solid, and that'll be another penalty. Well, it's a long way off the record, Eddie, which we were last year, I think, talking about it when
Ronnie Lawton's 30-odd, I think, in a match.
And then it was Mr. Ganson got to 29, was it?
But to be fair, everyone has needed penalising, and the coaches say, if we infringe, blow your whistle. And that's what he's doing.
Yep. It'll be interesting to see what both coaches say about the man in the middle. But I'm with you. He's had a devil of a job to try to get the message across. And if you send him to the sin bin, when we scream, say send him to the sin bin, and they'll listen and they'll learn. They haven't today.
Hull have just got the one substitution left, and here goes Treaster. Back it comes to Wilkinson. He's away from Danny Ward. Alex Wilkinson, great effort. This is the last tackle, and if Hull can get something here, we're in for a real finish. It's Cook, and wide it goes, but Cummins, he went for the interception. He's coughed it up. 6 to go. Colin Best.
Oh, it's all acting. Cummins went for the glory.
6 tackles to go. And this is Yeeman.
Listen to this crowd.
Here is Carvel.
They know they're running out of time. They're desperate for that try. They're trying to milk the penalty. He should move. He should have been penalised. He went backwards, says the official.
And again it went backwards. Here is Greenhill. Greenhill's away from Sinfield, not away from Burrow and Adamson.
Now it's the Rhinos that are falling off.
Richard Horn, Graham Horn, not the best. Sean Ryan. Ryan, it's opened up for Ryan. Here is Graham Horn. We're in for a finish. We're in for a finish at the KC Stadium. Graham Horn has given Hull some hope.
They dig deep to this side. You'd think when Leeds had gone in for that try, when Ferner put Cummins gets to it, he knocks on. Now the ball has played the man. It looks as though it could have been accidental offside, but I think it's a rule that should be overruled again by the fact that it was a definite knock-on from Cummins. It wasn't the best pass, but Sean Ryan threw the dummy. Senior was all at sea. Graham Horn says, let's go. We talk of all at sea. We'll get Captain Cook. Cummins knocks on here. Definitely not a knock-on. Well, it's a big call, isn't it? A lot of people would suggest that that was accidental offside, but it should really come back to the same position, that the knock-on was the first infringement. Either way, it doesn't matter. The guy's in black and white. This fella has given them a chance.
He has. We have 6 minutes or thereabouts to go, and the gap is only 8 points, and Hull now will be encouraged by that. Trista, infield to Ryan.
Must keep it alive. Got to take the chances.
Greenhill. Oh, good ball! On the charge here. Terrific run from Hall. Oh, he lost it in a great tackle by Connolly.
Well, he had his brother on the inside there.
That was a chance.
It looked as though he was going to throw the dummy. I think that's the reason why they've thrown it away. Trista goes down yet again. And he took the wrong option, I'm afraid.
Well, that was a chance.
He ducked underneath, didn't he?
MacDonald. MacDonald. Wrestled to the ground by Cook. Burrow. Burrow to Sinfield. Here's Duneman. Now McKenna. McKenna to Calderwood. And Calderwood running flat. Now he'll straighten it up. Tries to go round Paul Cook. With help from Fletcher, he's hauled down. Burrow. Duneman. And Adamson has put the ball down.
No advantage. Put the scrum down. Boy, there's some tired bodies out there. This has been one rough, tough effort. Just took his eyes off the ball. Realised that Alex Wilkinson had him all set up. Wilkinson in the centres is a strong boy. He's pulled off some good, solid tackles throughout. Look at those players. Trying to get some more oxygen. They've got to do something outstanding now of Hull. It's got to be a kick and chase, a chip over the top perhaps. Calderwood has gone back into the full-back position to help out with Gary Connolly.
This is Kirk Eamon. Colin Best of dummy half. Infield it comes to Craig Greenhill. Greenhill takes the tackle from Maguire and from McDermott. Trista to Richard Horn, who's through again. Well, he nearly was. Sinfield with the tackle. Here is Trista. The kick down the line, looking for Yeaman, looking for Colin Best. It's with Cummins, and Cummins will try and counter.
Oh, did he bobble that ball? Sean McRae perhaps thought so. That looked as though that Francis Cummins may have just lost control of this when he goes into the tackle. Oh, it bobbled. Not seen by the officials.
What an effort from these two sides. McDermott, MacDonald.
What a season we're having.
Oh, it's been fantastic.
Serving up a treat week in, week out.
Duneman now. Poaching. Senior, he has Cummins with him. Couldn't get the ball away. Good tackle by Colin Best. Poaching, last tackle here. Maguire, little dab through, and Adamson's chasing. And he's picked it up as Rayner, and he just can't get out of the in-goal area. It's a goal line dropout again.
I think he knows that he's got the 2 points, the vital 2 points, that will take him to the top of the ladder, at least overnight. Neat little dink through there. Adamson was putting the pressure. Rayner couldn't get away. Maguire came. Duneman came. They made sure.
So there's the dropout into the arms of Poaching.
Just settling down now. Just play out the set of 6. Make sure that the last kick is a short one into the in-goal area.
Here is Barry McDermott. The one thing that Sean McRae will take comfort from, I hope I'm not tempting fate here, is he's got through a match without a serious injury. I mean a serious injury. He's had enough of those this year. This is MacDonald.
I wish you hadn't said that.
Burrow. Duneman. And Connolly. Oh, brilliant pass to McKenna. McKenna keeps it going to Sinfield. Sinfield on to McDermott. Oh, to nobody. It's an interception. Oh, it would have been. It would have been. Now there is an overlap. Poaching! Poaching back again. himself and scoring to win the match for Leeds.
Lady luck against Hull, I'm afraid.
They went for the interception, they bobbled it away, and Leeds had numbers down the left. And Poaching comes up with another priceless try. His try last week settled the game against London, and I think he's done same again here this evening. Leeds have won this one now. They're back at the top of the table.
Isn't it amazing? Lady luck provided the first try in early part of this game, and it's done it yet again. They made the mistake. It was Wilkinson that had a chance to get to the football here, and he lost it.
Yeaman it was, Steve.
Yeah, Yeaman, sorry. Neat dummy. Nothing they could do about it. A tired defence. Yeaman went for it. He actually gets to it and then loses it. That was the ball game. That was the end. It came up 0. The bankers take the money. How many times has this fella pulled them out of a scrape and made sure that they get the vital 2 points in the Super League?
Well, last week and this week, that's try number 9. And look at the record he's got over the last 7 games. 6 tries now. Sinfield to add the extras, which she does. 26 points to 12. Leeds have won it. That's the full-time siren. It's all over. Leeds win on their first visit to the KC Stadium. It brings to an end a traumatic week for everybody at Headingley. It has been a fantastic contest. Hull played their part. Let nobody take anything away from them. They really did. With so many injuries, they would have been excused if Leeds had won in an absolute canter, but they stuck to their guns. All right, they only got 1 try. Sinfield has kicked 7 goals. It's his best effort of the season. And the tries have been added by Poaching, Cummins and Danny Maguire in the first half. Terrific game. Great contest. Wonderful venue. Great crowd. Fantastic match. Absolutely outstanding competition we've got this year. And Leeds rightly will take the applause of their supporters. Well, the Leeds players take the applause from their travelling support, and it will be a very proud Leeds coach, I know, Darryl Powell, who is talking now to Bill.
Darryl, is proud the word? Sum up your feeling?
Oh yeah, I'm real proud. I think it's obviously been a tough week for us, but the players have been fantastic today. Nobody comes here and gets an easy game. We're always going to be a real threat to anybody who comes to their home stadium. So we're really pleased to get the 2 points, and we've got a big game next week now, and the spirit that everybody's shown today, we can build on that.
And I mean, arm wrestler, I think, was one of the descriptions given to the game during the commentary, and that about sums it up, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, sometimes you've got to win ugly, haven't you? And I think that's been important for us today. It was a tough struggle for us. I thought second half we were much better. Our game was at a much higher tempo, and we were able to do some real good things. But I think Hull will be proud of the way they've gone today. But a big pat on the back for our boys.
And are you surprised by that performance, given the build-up to this game, all the off-the-field distractions the club has had?
Well, I think just knowing the group of players that we've got and the way they've applied themselves all through the year, I was pretty confident that we'd come here and we'd be tough and we'd be aggressive and we'd get the 2 points. But it was always going to be a difficult one for us. We've got it behind us now. We've got to look forward and look to build on some of the things we've done today.
Darryl, thanks very much indeed. Let's bring the man of the match in, Dave Furner. Dave, puff of the cheeks. That about sums it up as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was always going to be a tough game down here, and great stadium to play in actually. But I thought we sort of settled down to a game. It was obviously a bit fiery to start off with, but we settled down. We got a couple of really good deals. Got a couple of really good sets of 6, which probably in the first half allowed us to go ahead in the second half.
But you really did struggle to shake them off, didn't you?
Well, they're a very well-coached side. They're very clinical sort of side. They work at their sets of 6 and then get you down in your field. Kick downfield and stuff. But it was always going to be tough. And we led in 1 try, so that's a good thing for us.
And Daryl's just said, you know, with what's gone on off the pitch at the club this week, there have been distractions. Has it played on the players' minds?
You know, there's you know, a couple of distractions there, but just want to say that, you know, obviously this game the boys want to dedicate it to a couple of absent friends, and you know, it's all about trying to get us together as a side, and you know, we've got some big games ahead, and obviously semi-finals after that.
Dave, you got the points. You got to watch as well. There you go.
Cheers, mate. I'd like to thank Tizzo. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Dave Furner, the man of the match, and this means this victory for Leeds, that they now reclaim pole position in the race for Old Trafford. They have a 2-point lead over Bradford. Bradford at home to Huddersfield tomorrow, and don't forget, next Friday, no matter what happens, we will see the top two in the table, because Leeds will play the Bradford Bulls at Headingley next Friday night. It's a match you'll be able to enjoy with us here on Sky Sports. Isn't that a treat to look forward to? And Clarkey, it has been all set up lovely, hasn't it, for this battle of the big two at the Battle of the Bighorn almost next week?
It has, yes. I mean, you need a variety of different skills to win a game of rugby league, and one skill that Leeds seem to have better than most in the league at the moment is the ability to kick the ball into the in-goal area and then trap and force a goal line dropout. 5 occasions they've done that today. That's the reason, one of the reasons why they've gone on to win the game. It takes a while to change people's perception, and to be honest, it's taken a while to change mine. I didn't really think until this point really today that Leeds had the ability to go on and win this grand final. But time and time again I've seen them win tough matches, just edging through time and again, and I'm starting to believe now maybe this bunch of Rhinos have the ability to lift the Super League trophy come the time we get to Old Trafford.
Well, it could well be. A lot of people, Phil, as you say, have been saying that Leeds have got a bit of a soft underbelly this year, that they are vulnerable. But that was a steely performance, as you rightly say, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I mean, so many times this season we've seen them win close games, and really that breeds a confidence within the team, within individual players as well, that, hey, when the time's going tough, we've got to hang in there. In the first half, the penalty count went heavily against them. They didn't panic. They maintained a very, very strong line of defence, and that was the reason why, hey, when they had the tough time, they could handle it. Hull couldn't quite take it when the time and the penalties went against them in the second half.
Thanks, Phil. Well, it was a gutsy performance from Leeds. It was certainly a gutsy performance from Hull as well, despite the fact that they had so many injuries. But Leeds had to dig deep. And this fella poaching, Steve, what about him? He has said he wants to play for New Zealand this year. He's played for Western Samoa, but he was a junior Kiwi. He's come in at the right time, at the right moment for Leeds a few times this year, hasn't he?
Yeah, he certainly has, and they're all playing out of the skin. Now, last week I said that I thought that Leeds perhaps had lost the killer instinct, the ability to kill off the opposition, but in that second half they certainly did that. But it was a close thing, wasn't it? If this try had been given, could have all been so different. Richard Horne just losing the ball. Now, in normal circumstances, well before we had the video referee, that would have been given. It was only because we went frame by frame that we could make sure that it was no try. But this was a match winner as far as I'm concerned. Best out of position, the experience of Furner, just throwing the dummy to the open, taking the blindside option, and Cummins in for it. But they will not lie down. This whole side, doesn't matter who pulls on the jumper, they will work hard at it. And Ryan threw the dummy. This is one of the few occasions that were caught out in defence here. Leeds in the second half, and young Graham Horne made it. It was nail-biting until, as Eddie said, this fella poaching. This is where they got the ball, kept it alive, kept it moving. And there's a mistake. Yeaman made the mistake. It was unlucky there, but poaching through the dummy. He had the chance. It wasn't the best pass, was it? In fact, it was an awful pass along the ground, and it looked as though that Yeaman was going to take full advantage of that. He had an open run to the line. Who knows? It could have been a very, very interesting last 90 seconds.
It could have easily been. Hull, though, they are hitting the wall, aren't they? They're like your Trek, you know, you must have been hitting the wall yourself after about the first 7 days. And Hull, with 7 weeks to go till we get to the playoffs, they're in a bit of trouble injury-wise.
Yeah, they certainly are. I hit the wall on the first day, don't worry about that, Eddie. But look, this whole side, they've dragged themselves up from, there's so many injuries, and they are just, they're going through on adrenaline alone, and that will not take you any further up the ladder. That they will not get you a win. Even though they are digging deep, they need the quality, they need the strength, and we keep saying, don't we, the fact is that the teams that have the depth will be the ones that will be at the top. They'll be involved in the playoff, and the team that has that most depth when it counts will pick up the trophy in the grand final.
Well, looking at the top of the table, it is so tight now between Leeds and Bradford. The expectation is, though Huddersfield will have something to say about this tomorrow, that Bradford will be top at the end of this weekend again, and next Friday we see them in action at Headingley. Wow.
Yeah, and don't write off Huddersfield tomorrow. Believe you me, they'll put a good account of themselves. But I said it at the start of the season, I thought Leeds would have a great year, and I think they'll be in the grand final, and I think Bradford will take them on.
So, as far as Steve-O is concerned, we're watching next Friday a grand final dress rehearsal. But before all that, we have St George Illawarra against the Penrith Panthers in the morning, 10:30 on Sky Sports 2. Join Chris Warren for that. And then Boots and All on Wednesday at 8:30 is available on Sky Sports 3. Have a special guest with us as well. Steve-O and I will be with you in the studio. The guest will be Robbie Paul as we look ahead to Leeds against Bradford next Friday, 7:30, Sky Sports 3. And the weekend will be wrapped up as far as the Super League is concerned when we have St Helens against Hull at Knowsley Road next Saturday at 6. Hope Hull have a few troops available. You can see that on Sky Sports 2. OK, the end of a fantastic weekend of rugby league, the end of a fantastic fortnight for this fellow and Clarkey and Dave Hadfield after their trek. Go and have a gargle, put your feet up, get the ice on, and we'll see you bright and early on Wednesday for Boots and All.